Our selling methodology for the BU45H and the BU50H is two-pronged in the sense that we Canon bring to the table the turnkey product, camera, lens, housing, pan-tilt mechanism, software to control all that, but then a protocol that we hand over to the third-party systems. These third parties are specialists in pan-tilt system installations. We recognize a huge diversity of applications, a lot of customization. We don't do that, but these partners do. That's their specialty. So we're electing to sell these products through our partners to the many end applications. We started delivery of the BU45H in the middle of 2008, and we've enjoyed some very prominent sales since that time. Locally here in New York City, for example, we have 6 of them on the roof of the Time Warner CNN headquarters in Columbus Circle. CBS has put one up in the Empire State Building. We have some with some 4 CBS O&O stations. Our biggest installation to date is the new MLB network. They have some 30 ball fields across the country, and in each of them there will be a number of these BU45 systems installed. All of these systems will be remotely controllable from the MLB network broadcast center in Secaucus, New Jersey. Very innovative system. As I mentioned earlier, our selling methodology anticipates the fact that these systems will be sold into a diverse range of applications. In the case of the outdoor unit, the BU45H, this will encompass sporting events, stadiums, outdoor concerts, weather cameras, high-resolution outdoor security installations, remote control web cameras, and on and on. For the indoor unit, the BU50H, many indoor applications, but selecting those which are by almost definition quiet environments. Most important, houses of worship, lecture auditoriums, teaching hospitals, corporate boardrooms, recording studios, trade shows, legislative chambers, and on and on. Now I'd like to give you an insight into the construction of the BU45H. Again, it's made up of a housing for the camera and lens and a housing for the pan-tilt mechanism. I have taken the covers off the camera here. That's this here. We can separate that into 2 pieces. The main body of it is worth looking at because you can see it's a very sturdily constructed piece, very solid material with ribbing. A lot of science behind the construction of that. A spacing in here. This is to allow airflow, but this panel here will cover that and ensure that this is waterproof, that no water can get in through these apertures there. The camera itself, you can see, fits very snugly inside, again, a very sturdy housing. The cables for the various interfaces of the camera go into the body, and they then come through this base. And if we remove the weatherproof cover here, which is the output port for all the cables, you can see the actual interfaces themselves. If we now look at the pan-tilt housing, I've taken its cover off, and that's worth looking at too. Again, very sturdy metal, careful ribbing in here to give tremendous reinforcement. That ribbing is echoed on the other side of the housing in there, as you can see. 2 very powerful motors for the pan and the tilting with the associated gearing. And if you look at that gearing, you'll see different materials. A lot of science there in terms of keeping noise down when the mechanism is actuating and also minimizing any backlash when we move the pan and tilt rapidly. On the front of the camera housing, you can see the wiper. And we'll give you a simple little demonstration of the remote control of that wiper as follows if you look at the monitor. When all of these pieces are assembled, You end up with the BU45H as it's shown here, a finished actuated model. And I draw your attention to its aesthetics. It really is quite beautifully designed. And for many applications, that is very important. It doesn't have the traditional security camera look to it. It's a very pleasant looking system. And that can be very important, as I said, for example, at the MLB network, where they are out in among shooting the audience. And that is the way the BU45H is put together.